welcome to Betrayal of Heartholm, which is our Zweihander RPG campaign here on Encounter Roleplay, here on a lovely, lovely Wednesday. I have with me a bunch of fantastic people who I'm very excited to put through the ringer today. Missing one, unfortunately, as our dear beloved Mr. Hotflakes himself is feeling under the weather. So he's resting up, but let's send some love, some positive energy, send a spirit bomb his direction. All right, so before we get started, let's go around our cast and crew, say who we are and who we are playing today for the last time, potentially, maybe ever. Gabe, hello.
Hi, I am Gabe. Gabe James Games on Twitch, Twitter, and pretty much anywhere else. Today I am playing Skrut, the Elven Bergera Tantue assassin. Former father and brother and son. But it's fine. Everything is fine. Only good choices. Yeah.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be great. Angie, hello.
Hello, I'm Angie, aka Banjalirb, and I am playing Heta, the Elven astrologer and soothsayer, although at this point maybe I should have gone doomsayer. That's all I got. That's literally.
That was delivered like primo sitcom, like about the wife, huh? So that's kind of the energy we're bringing in today. Speaking of someone with fantastic energy, hi Quinn.
Hello. Hey everyone, I'm Quinn at Quintastic_ on Twitter. I use she, they pronouns. And today I'm playing Violetta Orsanov, rightful heir to the throne of Heartholm. Everything's kosher there, I'm sure. She uses she, her pronouns. Your friendly neighborhood non-binary diabolist and opener of the way.
Yeah. Just your average next door cultist. Next up, we have the lovely Jay. Hi, Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay Britton playing Halfling Charlatan Beggar Arthur Mythfold, everybody's favourite supplier of silks and other accoutrements throughout Heartholm. Huzzah! I don't want anything to happen to him. Please don't kill little Arthur Mythfold, Susie. That's it. That's my opening plea. Please.
Okay.
Look, he's fine. He's already short, so he's closer to the grave.
It's... Oh! You can have my tokens. I give you all my tokens, Susie, if you just keep him alive, please. He's too little. He's not dog-sized, all right? There'll be no more pet death in any more Encounter roleplay shows. That's it. That's me. Don't kill me.
I like Gabe's logic. That explains why I'm immortal, because I'm so tall. Anyway, hi, I'm Susie. Otherwise known as Susanna Grace. I will be your GM, your Dark Mistress, for this finale here at Betrayal of Heartholm. And yeah, we won't... Well, maybe we will see Siphon, the somethings... What was his original class? Shield Boy, and then Chevalier. There we go. Maybe we will see Siphon tonight. Who knows? Anyway, so... yeah, that is who everybody is today. That is who we are playing. But before we go into the show tonight, I'm just going to quickly hand over to Past Charlie, and she can tell you all about our wonderful sponsors.
Before we begin today's show, I would like to take some time to remind you about our sponsors. Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice. All of the beautiful maps and roles you see tonight are done using Fantasy Grounds, which you can try for free at fantasygrounds.com. You can also get all of your miniatures from Wayland Games. Go to waylandgames.co.uk and get yourself a huge range of D&D, Warhammer and 40k minis for up to 20% off regular retail price. And Tabletop Loot, who sell incredible dice. Go and check them out at tabletoploot.com.
Hi everybody, we're back. That was a little stinger boop that we all do behind stage, just so you know, the little backstage Encounter roleplay, that's how it's done. Anyway, so hi, welcome back to Betrayal of Heartholm. What happened last week? A lot of things happened last week. There was the escape from Rat Home, as every single rat in Rat Home. Oh, no, sorry, completely forgot. One of our other sponsors, Charlie's going to find me, is we have the lovely World Anvil, who I talked about in the tunnel. They are partnering with us for the time where we are putting up our campaigns, where you can see like our NPCs, like maps, family trees, and cool stuff like that on World Anvil. And don't forget that code Encounter RP for the 20% off 6-month and 12-month subscriptions. Okay, last week, big escape from Rat Home. Everything was terrible. Every rat's eyes started turning blue. They all formed into a horrible ratorific Voltron and tried to kill the party. Nearly took out a few of them. And yeah, it was tense. And oh no, Tetley the Pomeranian died. I did kill somebody last week. I felt a little bit, tiny bit bad about that. And then we managed to make it to the tunnel where Ronald the Zeds is Silent did heroic Beric Dondarrion, like, I will protect you, you run away, I got this. But Skarut refused to leave his son behind and spiked the hookah pot thing full of blue witchstone to the ground, causing a catastrophic Akira-esque explosion, and everybody was knocked for 6. They woke up in the bottom of a big pit where all that was remaining was Ronald's forearm and a couple of shards of witchstone. Though eventually they did manage to claw themselves out of the pit. And thank you, Radiator RPG, for that crit for Quinn/Violetta. I'm sure it will come in handy for them later on. All right, so having clawed their way out of the pit, our group found themselves once more in Heartholm, in the remains of the 13th, the pub that was Siphon's local. There was nothing left of the 13th, and no one in the streets. It was completely empty. And everything seemed normal for a time until Heta tried to read the stars, and when she looked up, she blinked, and the sky was a blood red with a huge present looming moon over them. But when she blinked again, the sky appeared normal. There was a tense couple of discussions as they tried to figure out what was going on, when Violetta decided to take herself to a nearby alley, draw a circle on the ground, and call out to anyone that was listening, and basically threaten to 1v1 the Prince of Change. He accepted. He said, all right, fine, no items, final destination, Fox only, let's glow. And so the Prince of Change appeared and started messing with the group. He literally bent the world in half with Violetta stuck on one side and the others above in a sort of David Bowie in the step bit of Labyrinth where all the cool effects happen and the baby's on the ceiling. And there was some confusion as to whether or not this was actually real or it was all just an elaborate deception, a ruse. Violetta heard none of this was real. None of it mattered here. This was all his doing. And so she directly challenged the Prince of Change. Meanwhile, back up on where the earth was not topsy-turvy, Scythian was attacked by Alex, who seemed to have turned into a soil-filled zombie as she lunged at him and stabbed him and ripped him to shreds. She kicked his ass, and he died, waking up in the waking world, in which he saw the white-haired, gaunt figure of Lucian Stormcrow, the man who had been appearing to Violetta for some time. And through process of elimination, the others figured out that death in the sleeping world would wake them up in the waking world. And so one by one, they were awoken, and with help of Scythian on the other side, leaving Violetta alone. No, sorry, before that happened, Herta and Violetta smooch, and everybody rejoiced. Then Herta woke up. Then Violetta and the Prince of Change had an excellent conversation in which it was, ho, you think you can beat me? Yeah, I think I can beat you. No, you can't beat me. I can. Watch it. That was basically what happened, but more dramatic and good RP. So eventually Violetta was awoken, and she found herself in the warehouse with Lucien and the rest of the group. They were decided what to do next when they found out they had been gone for months. It wasn't a few days as they had thought down there in Rathome. It had been months. And so Scythian dashed out of the door into the night, running off to go probably find Alex's family, his wife, his loved ones. And Violetta figured out that she was next in line for the throne in a little bombshell, which kind of took her off guard. And finally, Arthur was about to leave when Lucien let out a low whistle, and the call of the beast, otherwise known as Skarut's dog, could have been heard and landed just outside the warehouse. And that's about where we left it last time. And that's where we're going to rejoin. So the beast in all its horrific glory is stood there, but it seems to be passive, almost like a dog at heel of its master, as Lucien stands before it looking out at you all. What would you like to do?
Not panic, but probably panic.
Yeah, like I'd imagine Arthur's like, he's because we were offered like a boat, weren't we, if we want to leave, and Arthur's like on the edge, like about to put one foot down into the boat, and turns and like hears this, looks around to see this dog, and just like, what the fuck is that? Is it yours? And I point at Lucien.
It is a friend, he says with his very calm smile.
I'm gonna scrutinize that. Boink. That is a success.
Okay, let me just roll for him for his deception.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Wow, Angie, you've never sounded more Canadian. Sorry, just as a little point there. That was very Canadian. So you sort of almost glare at Lucien as he says this, but he holds his expression very firm, and there isn't. You're looking for the signs, right? You're looking for that twitch, that little look away that betrays a lie. And
I do have detect lies as a focus. Just saying.
As far as you know, he's not lying.
Is that another demon? It's another demon, isn't it? It's just a warehouse full of demons.
Do we recognize this dog?
Skarut would.
Mm-hmm. I don't say anything. I just stare at it, and I'm like, there's like even more anger in his eyes. Like, are you kidding me?
And Lucien looks at you, Arthur, and he says, "Yes, it is a demon. You're right about that. But it's one that we have tamed for our course."
I should fucking think
he's even more mad at that.
Demons are nothing but destruction and the bad stuff, alright? Shouldn't be fucking playing with them.
This is not a game, Arthur. I am not playing. This is survival. This is the end of the world.
So is this a case of better the devil you know?
Exactly. And his eyes kind of flick to Violetta for a second, and he gives her a warm smile before he returns back to the group.
So, Lucian, once gestures vaguely to the air, has been deposed, where do you stand on restoring the line of succession?
And he again looks at you, Violetta, with a smile. I'm all for it.
Then I suppose you've also figured that out.
I have.
And I'll kind of look at the rest of the group and settle on Arthur. Arthur, you said that you had no interest in serving a city that had never done anything for you, right?
I don't really have much interest in serving in anything, but certainly not what this city is.
What if we could rebuild it? Your hands
cool.
directly on it.
Into what?
Something better than it was. Something where people such as yourselves and just kind of at everyone could be better, could be more, could be whatever they want to be.
It's the problem with people like you, isn't it? I don't need to be better. You need to be better. The city needs to be better.
And I want you to
I'm
help
fine
make the
just as
city
I
better.
am.
Would you be more fine with the title, some land, and as my lord of coin?
Well, hang on. Powers? I'd have powers, would I?
You would. You all would. No, look Scroot dead in the eye.
We talking like, redistribution of the wealth to the masses?
I am.
I mean, I can't say I'm happy about it, but, got to muck in, haven't we? It's all responsibility of all of us. Today. I mean, we could come to the negotiating table. Depends what would you need from me? Just going to give me an open coin purse?
I think we could discuss that after we restore me to the throne.
I mean, I'm not going to call you your fucking highness. That's off the table straight away.
That's fine, Arthur.
All right. I'm not signing up to any royalty. All right.
We can negotiate later. I just want to know if you're here now or if you're going on that boat to God knows what.
I can't say I'm happy about the demon angle. How do we know we can trust any of these? All right. I had one run-in with the demon and it took everything from me. All right. I can't say I'm too happy about getting straight back into bed with one. Or any of this. Makes me deeply uncomfortable. We put you wherever it is you want to go. What are they doing? What are the rest of them here for? There's always two sides of every transaction. You get a pretty seat. What do they get? That dog's just going to fuck off into the woods, is it? I'll be looking like straight at Lucian, and I won't be looking at the demon dog because I'm shit scared of it, but I'll be looking straight at Lucian.
I think Scroot walks towards the dog.
Okay. As you approach Scroot, its face kind of comes down to you, and you once again see that human sort of aspect to its eyes, that hints that there's more sentience in there than you would expect of like just a monster, as it kind of does the dog thing of like it gives you a sniff and checks you out.
I thought we'd both be dead by now.
And it gives a sort of like almost like a whine in its throat as it sort of lowers its head.
Good luck. I'm gonna take a step back and then just go lean against something and solely watch Lucian. Nothing
All right.
else.
Okay, I just want to say thank you to Doc Crimbo for giving us that crit for Arthur. He may need it. All right, so as Skarut steps away, the beast once again sort of takes back, lifts up its head, and is looking out across to all of you. It has a horrible sort of lamprey eel mouth with all its teeth, rows and rows of just so many teeth, because thanks, Jordan. But for all of its horrific visage, it is kind of just like a big fucking dog right now, just sat behind Lucian. And he looks out to you all now, and he says, "Well, will you join us then? If not for the good of the realm, for yourselves."
Arthur will like kind of dust his jacket a little bit and pull it down tight. Well, I can't say I'm happy, but someone's got to come with you all. Make sure you don't completely fuck it up.
I have to ask, is there anything left to save?
Yes. It's strange how little things changed, and yet how everything changed.
If there is anything worth saving, then I will do my best.
All right. And you, and he looks to Skarut. Are you with us?
I guess we'll see.
Good. This won't be easy. There will be bloodshed, and some of you may die.
So, business
Did
as
you
usual
expect the
then.
reaction?
Usually when you say that, some of them cry, make a sound, smile, do something.
We had already discussed the possibility of death.
I see.
It's been on our minds essentially the entire time.
Good.
To be honest as well, just got to point out, we've sort of already liberated one city. This would be kind of city number 2. We're sort of the experts around here, I'd argue.
And then he
All
sort
right.
of leans back, smiles, and claps his hands. Well then, we have an excellent company. Come, Your Highness. We have a kingdom to save.
I'd like to go over to Lucian.
Mm-hmm.
Look him dead in the eye. Would you lay down your life for me?
Of course.
Ew.
And I extend a hand.
He takes it. He looks at it for a second. He does that thing that sort of like germophobic people do when they look at an outstretched hand with that before he does take it.
And I cast Vow of Fealty,
Mm-hmm.
which I believe is an incantation test for me.
Sure is.
And
This
I
is
will
some
channel
Castlevania
that.
shit right here.
I will channel that as well. Oh, and Susie, I have a new thing where while channeling power, you can voluntarily remove any number of chaos dice. So,
You can remove them?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Oopsie doodle. So we'll just channel that one. I haven't planned this moment for a week. So that makes that, what, 10% easier? Okay. That is a 10. That's a success.
God damn. Okay, so what does Vow of Fealty do?
Vow of Fealty, as for the text, let me double check. The person you touch vows to carry out or swear against an action you set. Breaking this vow temporarily drops their brawn by -10% until the Oathbreaker appeals to you to lift the magic or completes the task they were charged to do.
Oof. Okay, so sweet. So that happens then. He feels a sort of tingle go through his palm, and he smiles almost as if he knows what has happened. But nonetheless, it happens. So sorry, just bear with me 1 second. We just got a wild magic surge, so I'm gonna roll to see who gets it. 1 is Jay. So let me just roll that 1d10,000, and the lovely little kobold behind the scenes is going to look that up for us while that goes on. So, he looks at you, Violetta, with this almost like extremely platonic devotion, as in a servant to a queen, a member of royalty, a monarch, as he looks at you and nods very seriously.
Good. Then we can begin.
And he sort of gestures aside, well, shall we then? You must meet your subjects.
And I go.
All right. So Lucian takes Violetta into sort of the main area of the warehouse where you'd previously seen earlier the people that are resting here on the bedrolls and the cots in the sort of makeshift like rescue center that he's set up here. And they're all intensely quiet and very strange in how they sort of act and move. They're not like a crowd of individual people. They all sort of, I mean, they're not all moving at the same time, like very creepily like robots, but there's a sort of uniformity to the way they move that is a little bit unsettling to behold. So while that's happening, Arthur, you feel a pulse of something within you. It's strange. It's almost like a really acute and sudden heartburn that hits and goes within a second. But your belt suddenly feels a lot heavier than it did.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Hang on. Jesus Christ. Oh, no. Hang on a little bit more. Yeah. Oh, bloody hell. My fucking back. Oh.
What are you doing?
Look in chat.
Yeah, no. I know. Angie knows.
Wait, was that Herta or Angie asking
That
me?
was Herta.
Oh, I missed the accent. Hang on.
I'm sorry.
What do you mean, what am I doing? Look at it. Can you not? Look. I'm like pointing at like
What
the
is the
fraying
weapon?
tatters on the belt that are just stretching.
What
I'm
is the
not
weapon
going
that
to
he's
look
got,
at your
though?
penis, Arthur.
It's not, look, that way is more sunshine, all right? And I like try and like lift this pistol in its holster on my hip up.
Right.
I'll probably look at Lucian. Is that you?
Lucian's gone. He's with Violetta.
Wait, where they fuck off? What's going on? Why does my fucking pistol now weigh about 19 times what it did? Where's the 2 magic ones gone?
Did you just get incredibly weaker?
Oh, actually, I hadn't thought about that. It's an interesting parallel. Hang on, let me try the other weapon. And I like try and grab my stiletto. Like, no, I'm like, no, that one's fine. It's just this one. Hey, Skaroo, you're a big man.
All right. Let's just, and she's gonna try and pick up the pistol. What the
It's quite
absolute
heavy.
fuck?
You see? I told you. It's not just me, is it?
I feel like I just
Me.
picked you up.
Maybe you've been cast to carry the weight of all your choices. I don't know.
Oh, that's deep. That's deep, that is. I'm gonna have to ruminate on that a minute. Hang on. And I'm gonna try and grab some stuff from my gaff bag, and just like time more stuff, like make my belt like 3 times the size and stronger. And right, hang on, come on, here, I'll give it back.
Well,
Right.
Yes.
Hang on. All right. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
I go grab it and pull it out, and I'm just going to carry it myself.
Oh, thank you for
Okay,
that.
so how much does Arthur weigh?
I don't know if I ever gave him. I think I did give him away, actually. Let me check my character sheet. I never thought I'd have to recall how much he weighs. Let's have a look. He's 4'3". He's a husky build type. Let me see if that's got a weight. I'll carry on if you want, but I'll see if it's in the
Okay.
in the rule book for what husky equals.
Regardless, you go to pick up this pistol, and you've carried Arthur before. This pistol weighs as much as Arthur does, and it's not physically changed in any way that you can ever potentially perceive. But this is a fucking heavy gun.
That's stupid. Everything is stupid now. I think about hitting someone with it, but I don't.
Over your shoulder, you hear that from the beast as it kind of comes down and nuzzles at the side of your face.
Are you somebody that I once knew?
And it goes
Is that a yes?
And it almost sighs as it's trying to figure out how to communicate to you.
Okay. Here. I have an idea. I take my stiletto and I make an X on the ground and a circle on the ground. The circle means yes. The X means no. Are you someone that I knew?
And it looks at the two shapes, and you see its head sort of, because its eyes are like on either side of its face, and it moves over to the circle and just very defeatedly plops into place.
Oh.
Are you
So,
Arnold?
if this is someone that you knew, this creature was around before we met Ronald, right? This is what everyone was running from, yes?
Wait.
When is the last time you saw it?
And it's the same one. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. That is Skarut saying that.
Yeah.
I just dropped the pistol.
Mm-hmm.
And I get real close. You are not... Portal way to ask the question. Are you Nefa?
And the beast stomps the ground that it's on. The circle.
And he just stops and bites his lip and bleeds a little bit and grabs his stiletto and holds it and then puts it away. Did Lucien do this to you?
And the beast moves across to the X and taps it.
Do you know who this to you?
And she taps the X again.
Well, we're going to find out. Aren't we?
And there's a sort of chirpy growl within her chest.
Is it possible it might have been this demon prince of whom we do not speak?
And like a cat, her hackles raise. And there's a low growl.
Well, I think we have a target for you, Skarut.
Oh, I have been meaning to have a conversation with them for a long time. Now I have all
Hold
the
on, you
reason.
knew about this prince?
A long time. It's been a long day, Herta.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I was just making sure. Look, okay, there's a lot of things that have been revealed, and things are very topsy-turvy, and I've been absorbing a lot of it and trying to process it. It's
Look,
like you said.
until
it's a long day.
recently, I just said everything that came to mind to be blunt and distinct. But now everyone else is playing games, so you know what? I've just learned to play along.
I'm not playing games. Have you ever known me in the, week that we've known each other to be any kind of, like, deceitful?
I don't know. I don't check. Possibly. But you're the least threatening, so it doesn't bother me.
Oh, thank you for calling me weak.
I didn't say you were weak. I said the least threatening. There is a difference.
To most people there isn't, but I appreciate it all the same.
I just found out that my sister is a demon dog. To me, she is the least threatening. That does not make her weak.
You know that's fair.
That's the only thing that has been fair in the past day. What the fuck are we doing? Why are we walking? What is happening? Violetta's off being a monarch of minimalism because there's no fucking kingdom left. Talking to a goddamned creature named Lucian, who is a prick, to be honest. Scythian ran off. There are demon princes everywhere, which one of them is now basically a king. But no, that's fine. Ronald is gone.
I mean, apparently everyone we knew is gone.
Why? Why did that happen?
If
How?
I had the answers, I would not be here. All we can
If
do...
anyone bumps into me whenever we're going to wherever we're going, I'm going to stab them. Like, multiple times. Don't be surprised if it's an... I'm not even going to describe a person. I just hope no one pushes me off the edge right now.
Herta just, scoots a good, 6 feet away.
That's fair.
Social distancing. Social distancing.
All right. So, you catch up with Violetta and Lucian. Violetta, you have met your subjects. The people in this hall they don't meet your gaze, and they treat you with absolute deference. They are bowing at you as you walk past. They are, this is like fucking Daenerys and Marine level shit, right? There's crowds. The people are around you as you walk through this warehouse, and you stand there at the door as the rest of them join you with Lucian by your side. And the rest of you, as you walk through this warehouse, it's bizarre that this crowd of people are silent. They're all stood silent. They've parted the way for you to get through, but they're just all of them. There's adults, there's children from literally every walk of life. There's peasants in here. There's nobility in here. You can see a dancer that had been very popular in Heartholm. She was one of these performers. There's you can tell there's wait staff from the palace in here just from what they're wearing. They've got that sort of the court of Louis XIV floof and the coats and the powdered wigs nonsense. There's all sorts of people in here, and they are all stood shoulder to shoulder watching you as you walk past.
You know what? I think they might have heard of the old halfling hero of Heartholm. No pictures. No pictures, sorry. We're on an important... I got more heroic deeds to do. No, I thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's very kind. All right, no pictures. Autographs are 5 shillings.
And you get no response as you say this, and nobody meets your eyes. They're all sort of blankly just staring.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Too intimidated to even cheer. That's all right. It's all right. Don't worry about it. And Arthur will just like keep walking, like cock of the walk, because he genuinely thinks that's what it is. Oh, look at me. I'm the hero. Ba-da-boo.
Up ahead, you hear very like from Lucian. He says, "Now, if you're all quite ready."
Can you give us any idea of what we're going into?
I have no idea what we're going into. He is the Prince of Change. He has immense power.
That is a big ol' fail.
Yeah, with a 19, that is almost, that's 2 points away, as bad as it gets.
Yep.
You cannot read him at all. He is a very, very stoic gentleman, and there is just no expression on his face that you can read.
I'll try to meet Harda's gaze.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. She looks back.
And how are you holding up?
That's a good question. I don't know. Just kind of taking it as it comes to me, because otherwise I think I would lose my mind. It's hard to quantify how I'm doing. I'll put it that way.
Remember your dream at all?
She's debating because she just had this conversation with Skrewd about how she's not deceitful. Fuck. I do.
Any strong opinions on anything that may have happened during that?
It was... What a word.
Considering we could, you know, perish in approximately the next 2 hours. If there's anything you'd like to say.
Herto.exe has encountered a problem.
Well, while Hat is having a little flap, just to say thank you so much, Megan Kenrick, for that stuff. Welcome, welcome.
Honestly, I don't know what to say about everything we experienced in that hellscape. It was a roller coaster to be sure, whatever that might be.
Harta, do you want to kiss me again or not?
Time and place! Time and place!
And I'll kind of hold out a hand casually because royalty suits me.
If you want me to be frank, I don't know what to make of you right now. I'm trying to keep my eyes open. I don't wish to be blinded.
And you're better suited for this than I thought. Now I'll turn to Lucian. Ready to go.
Okay. And as Susie's shipping dreams are torpedoed in front of her very eyes, you step out into the streets. And it is bizarre. So you had been told that it was a wasteland out there. That in the wake of this explosion, in the wake of everything that had happened, Heartholm had ground to a halt. But as you step out, you see people going about their daily lives as if nothing has ever happened. And as you step out of the warehouse, which was at the docks, you find yourself in the middle of the market square. And there are people selling goods. There are people with baskets laden with bread. There's children running around being little dickheads. You know, you see their mums and dads like shouting after them, telling them to wind their necks in. There's market traders like, you know, a pint of strawberries for a silver shilling, lovely. You know, it's a normal busy day in the marketplace.
Is my stall there?
Your stall is there, and behind it you see Timmy. Jerry.
I run over to my stall.
And as you run over, Timmy looks up and he's like, "All right, my lovelies, I've got 3 newspapers for 3 silver shillings. I can do you a deal in, my darling, for 2 if you want. You're looking good today." And he's proper giving it the thing. And he looks across and he sees you, Arthur. And his eyes go wide and they fill full of tears. And he leaps over the stall like he's John fucking Wick. He slides, he knocks the goods off the top and he comes running at you and he goes,
I absolutely, well, I mean, he's probably taller than me now, but I like bear hug his waist, I guess.
Yeah.
Timmy, you stupid shit. Oh, God, you're all right. You're all right. And I'll be like patting him on the back of his head.
And he's crying and there's snot everywhere and tears because he's still just a kid. And he's like, I thought you were dead down there. They told me that you were dead.
No, it's all right. We did it. All right. I'm back. All right. We can still do the stalk together. I've missed you. Oh, but honestly, don't give away 2 for 2 shillings. What the fuck are you doing? Shut up about that. All right. But we'll go through it. It's all right.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, I'm still learning, but the profits have been up bizarrely. Like,
wait, what?
Despite everything that happened. Yeah, profits gone up.
Profits are up.
Yeah.
Hey?
Well, it turns out if you have like a kid behind the store that acts like he's an orphan, then people are more inclined to spend money. Fucking business 101, mate. Come on.
What days? And I'll just hug him again. I'm so fucking proud. I'm so fucking proud of you. Oh, I mean, I've never felt like a father or like I even wanted them. All right, because I'll be honest, you're loud and sticky most of the time, but you're my son today, Timmy. All right.
I won't tell my dad that I like him more than him. All right.
Well, that's all right. Your dad's a drunk. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well.
All right. 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 Well, you got work to do, haven't you? Work and stuff.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. I gotta go fix the store in it because I knock stuff over.
Yeah. Don't break the merchandise. All right. Calm down.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean that. Yeah, it was an accident. Yeah.
Oh, no. Now I'm gonna open my little. How much have I got? Money? How much money have I got left? Hang on. Where's my trappings? I will. Oh, I've only got 10 left. Fuck it. I'm gonna give him all of my money that I've got left.
Yeah.
And go, here's for keeping it running while I wasn't here.
And he looks at you and he's like, "You the real Arthur?"
Yes. You're shit. All right? I can take it back. All right? Plus interest.
It's mine now.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
Stand for
exactly.
nothing to fucking city guard, right?
Right.
I mean,
right,
I wouldn't say that word. That's a bad word.
Mind your tongue. All right.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I'll go get. Yeah. And he's sort of like he doesn't know what to do with himself. After his little outburst, and there's people crowding around the stall, and he heads back and starts fixing what he knocked over.
And I'll just like walk back to the group, just like again, like just tuck him a jumper. Mm-hmm. Right? We all standing around for? We got like worlds to save. Come on. I've never seen a hero before. What's the matter with you? Who, Timmy? No, he's. Yep. Alive and well.
That's
like I'm gonna lean over to Skarut and just be like, "Do you think any of this is real?"
I don't care anymore.
Do you need a hug?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes. I'll count
You
that
need
as
to
you
be
bumping
slapped.
me.
Being stabbed might be worth it if you stop talking like you're soulless. We've
Just
already
don't talk to me and I won't talk. Plus, who knows if I have a soul? Demons are real.
Have you made the deal with one?
Not yet.
Do I
So where do we go?
hear any of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I
at
imagine
first,
so.
Herita was trying to be quiet, but then, like, the more Screw was just like, yeah, okay, emo scene boy, it's fine, whatever. Like,
So I think like on hearing just Scroot's not apathy, but like how done he is. Like I think Arthur will just like I know Scroot's not like this much taller, but in my head this is how it works emotionally. I'll like toddle over to Scroot and be like a kid, like just tugging on his jacket. Scroot,
Yes,
right?
Arthur. Hmm?
You didn't have a soul. You wouldn't be upset about your son, all right?
Mm.
If you're feeling, you're alive, mate.
I don't know if I am anymore. So what are we doing next?
Saving the world, I suppose.
What? You mean this section of the world that's left? He's like anthill on an island. To be honest, wouldn't we be better off if we all died, because then nature could reclaim everything that it wants? With no people, there's no
nature
plague
can
anymore.
only reclaim what the demons have not.
Demons don't give a damn about grass.
No, but they give a damn about the realm, the world. If it's theirs, then they can do with it what they please.
Oh yes, let me terraform all of this and make sand, because that's fun. No, let's be real. They're as bad as kings. They only care about something if there's something to do with it in there. That's why the blah 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 of change keeps changing everything. With no
You mean
change,
they're
there's
as bad
no.
as children?
Yes. With nothing to play with, they get bored. They're called the blah 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 of change, not the blah 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 of death. If everything is dead, there's no change.
Well, I mean, death is a change, though.
Yes, but it's permanent.
Can't
While this
really
conversation is happening, Violetta, I would like you to roll me an awareness test, please.
I was going to ask how people might be responding to hearing any of this.
This is going to be difficult at minus 10%.
Neat. We love to see that. Awareness. There it is.
Sorry, challenging.
35. That is a success.
Okie dokie. All right. So as this conversation is happening, you've got your head on a swivel, looking around, see who. This is kind of a intense conversation to be happening in the middle of the market. You have a demon dog with you. You got a bunch of really sort of suspicious-looking folks with you. And you look around. Nobody seems to be paying you any mind whatsoever. It's almost as if you're invisible, as people just walk straight past you. But as you this one person walks past you and you follow them like with your eyes, because they're coming straight past you, and they should at least, do the friendly looking white person as they pass, like they should do. We all do it. I fucking do it. I know I do it. As you pass. But they don't even meet your eye for a fraction of a second. And as you follow them, you look down at Arthur for a second, and something catches your eye on his back. There's this brief flare of something.
A glance to Lucian. Is that his doing?
And Lucian kind of, for a second, is like, I'm not sure what you mean. And then he looks down, follows your eyes. Ah, yes. He's been marked.
And what does that entail specifically?
It means very soon your friend there has something that the prince wants. Tell me, were you all close to that witch stone? Were you in close proximity?
We were.
Ah, that might be a problem.
How so?
Well, as you are no doubt aware from your time down in, and he says it with some disdain, Rat Home, the prince has been using that witch stone to enhance certain properties, certain things. He'll be using it to enhance himself. Now, there is a very limited supply of it. He'll want to reclaim what he can.
So I suppose this is a good time to admit that I have some as well.
Well, my dear, you had a target on your back anyway.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So what do you advise?
I would advise being very, very careful and not paying attention to those that might want to get close to you.
And I glance at Timmy.
And Lucian's eyes are on him too. Yes. His agents are everywhere.
They won't believe any of this.
No. And that's how he gets away with what he does.
Bastard.
Schemes on schemes.
Well, let's keep moving, shall we? Keep an eye out.
Yes, I'm sure he'll make himself known soon enough.
When he wants to.
Okay, so as you walk further down the street, it appears like a normal day in Heartholm. The sun is shining in the sky. There ain't a cloud in sight. It has stopped raining. Sorry, I couldn't resist it. But the people are walking by, just having normal days. And you head down to the riverbank straight, which is close to the market square-ish, where the 13th was, where the crater was, and you find it once again rebuilt. And there are people coming in and out, and you see the doctor that was there on the night of the explosion that was doing triage there, and he is just sat outside having a nice relaxing drink. And Scroot, you see a face in particular that you have been thinking of for quite some time. You see a tall, bald-headed, white human man dressed in sort of street thug clothing. Next to him is his slightly shorter white human male, bald-headed. Both have faces like English bulldogs, and they are sort of stepping out of the 13th and chatting amongst themselves. And you see, particularly, you zoom in like it's an Edgar Wright movie. You zoom on his belt and you see that pistol in Phil's... It's just tucked into his trousers. That gold hilt shining.
I'm gonna walk up to Phil. I'm just going to stare at him intensely.
And he looks at you and he says, Scarroot, how can I help you?
Give me your pistol.
Fuck off.
This isn't a joke.
No, I wasn't fucking joking either.
I killed a demon queen in a fucking sewer. I lost 3 fucking fingers. There is electricity surging through my left fucking hand, and I have decided that pistol belongs to me. So either I will take it from you because you give it to me, or I will do worse than what I did to your piss poor brother here. I have no shame, nothing to live for. My son is dead. My sister was turned into a demon. Do not think that I'm joking with you, Phil. I will use your shiny bald head to be a delightful little topping for a fucking candle that goes on top of your grave. So give me the pistol, or I will show everyone in Heartholm how beautiful your red flesh will be painted on their walls. Give me your fucking pistol.
He looks over his shoulder at his brother, and I would like you to roll me an intimidation check. That does come under... You're just gonna use your crit? Okay.
Yep. Is my sister still following me?
Yes.
Cool. I want her to growl at him.
Okay. So she growls deeply, and all of you hear it, and it almost makes the ground sort of shake, the intensity of this growl. Okay. I am gonna just quickly roll just a general willpower for Phil to see how he does. Okay, that's not gonna be good. Phil, that's a 77, bud. That's not strong. That's bad. Weak.
I'm so glad we haven't re-rolled anything.
I know. I see you. I see you. I do have 3 fucking crits up there though, fam. So
You do. You do.
Okay. So he looks over his shoulder at his brother, and you can see that he's trying to uphold that macho East End gangster bravado, but there is something to his eye which betrays a fear as he sort of looks back at you, and he says with a sort of quivering voice, "I aren't giving you shit. Fuck off.
I'm going to kill you.
I'll fucking kill you. I'll kill you right back."
And then I take my 3-fingered hand and put it on his shoulder. And then slowly go towards the neck.
Okay.
And whisper. No, and I'm just going to whisper. Phil, do you want your brother to have a living family member left? Because I lost everything.
Ooh. Okay, and there's a bit of his... He says back, because let's be real, Phil's not especially super smart. He says, well, we've got other brothers and sisters, so, you kill me, he's got other people.
I know. I'll take all of them. And then Scrooge starts to laugh a little bit.
Yeah. And you feel a warmth hit your feet as you look down, and Phil has pissed his cacks. He is deeply intimidated, but nonetheless, I would like to roll initiative.
All right, let's do it.
Yes. Fuck, I was gonna say, can we try to intervene?
No. Don't do that. That's a mistake.
It was more like, Phil, just give him the fucking pistol.
Oh, you're trying to save him. No.
Okay. Honestly, more like trying to save Scrooge from himself.
That is a 16.
16? Okay. Yep. What's your initiative modifier?
7.
7? Okay.
Yeah, 3 plus 4.
Yeah, okay. So,
Oh, this is where I die.
Okay, so at the top of the round, Phil's brother, Grant Schmitchell, as we've decided these are legally dissimilar from the EastEnders characters, he pulls out a knife from his belt, and he just lunges at you, Skarut. And you know what? I'm going to use one of those crits because I can. So you're not able to parry or dodge this. Okay, so this is going to be Go strong. That was a 6. That's another 6. 3. So that's 12. 3 plus 5. So that's 20.
Okay.
So as Grant comes in and he just lunges at you and straight into the side of your body, Skarut, and he twists the blade as he pulls it out.
All right.
So with a 20.
Yes.
How many does that?
That's fine. That's fine. Because we didn't heal, right?
Oh yeah, I would have said like with the
all right.
you healed up because I don't want to kill you like straight away because we still got.
Susie, I was gonna do the thing we talked about.
Oh, okay. No, if you want to do that, we'll do that.
Because that will take me down to slain.
You are slain. So Skarut, you drop and game.
And as soon as I'm going down, I'm going to in my head say, "You want change, Prince of Change? Then let's make it happen."
Okay, so Skarut's body drops to the ground and Grant pulls out his blade and he looks at it and he looks at Phil and he goes, fucking wanker, nothing. All of them talk until they're fucking dead. Look at it. And he reaches down and he wipes his blade on Skarut's body.
Is there
Where
a
he
chance
forgets
for us
that.
to react?
If you should wish to.
Yeah, because I'd like to fucking lightning bolt that shit. If I could.
Okay, so Grant does technically have 2 more AP to spend, but he's going to spend that gloating. So he is, he's up, he's ready, he's free. Heta, you can do your thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna channel.
Mm-hmm. So roll me that.
I'm gonna use 2 AP for that.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, I need you to roll me 2d6 to see if you manifest some chaos.
Blink. One moment. Do. Nope.
God damn it, Angie!
You got it out of me once. Just saying.
Okay.
But yeah. That is definitely success with a 17.
Yeah.
So that'll be 1d10 plus my WB. So that will be, what are numbers? 13 points of lightning.
13, and that's physical, right?
Or just damage. Yeah, it's just damage. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry about that, E.
Sorry.
But yeah, so suffers the damage and is knocked prone.
Okay.
They can successfully resist with a coordination test.
Okay, just 1 second. I always start combat, and I never write out my little chart about the wounds. Slain. Okay, so he moves down to right now. Okay, so he needs to make a coordination test. I'll be knocked prone, right?
Yes.
Okay, dokie. Let's see. No, he eats shit. He gets knocked to the ground. And there is a slight stinge on his butt.
All you had to do was give him your fucking gun. And that's it.
Okay. Skarut is dead. Goodbye, Skarut. Which is Phil's turn. And he is going to... I would like the rest of you to roll initiative. Actually, to see where you come in on this. As Phil begins to advance. And he is pissed off at you, Heta, as you just zapped his brother and knocked him to the ground. So he is going to reach into his belt and pull out his pistol and shoot at you.
I didn't make any AP. Woo!
So this is going to be a shot. He's going to aim to make this easier.
Hey, Susie.
Yes.
Is my sister in initiative?
Oh, you can roll for your sister if you like.
Yes.
Hot damn, Phil misses, as unfortunately this is a very fancy pistol, not too accurate. It's a flintlock. Those things fucking sucked. So, the bullet goes wide as Phil aims at you, Herta, and completely misses. That is his turn. Okay, can I get initiative from the rest of you, my friends?
11 for Arthur.
Yeah, start with Arthur. Yeah, Herta?
I got a 17.
17, very nice. And Violetta?
8.
Good strong 8. And
Quinn.exe is not doing well.
I rolled a 5.
You rolled a 5. Okay, so that would be mathematics difficult. Okay. I should probably put Nefa, not Demon Sister, because that's a bit insensitive. Okay, so Heta is at the top.
So thank you, by the way, to Kitchen Bratlin for the crits for all players.
Thank you, Kitchen. You are a beast. Thank you very much. Okay, so Heta, then I put A for Arthur. And then Violetta at the bottom. Okay, so top we have Herta, top of the round.
Yeah, we're gonna do a nice little thing called Magic Missile at Phil. And I'm gonna channel that.
Do it.
So we'll roll that d6. Oh, we got close, but no cigar with a 5. All right, and then my incantation test. That is a success with a 35. So then, D10 plus WB. So that'll be a 9 points of damage.
Okay, who's this at? Phil?
Phil.
Okay, so 9. All right. Okie dokie. So you let loose these missiles. They into Phil's body. He recoils a bit. He is genuinely pissed. The sheen on his big bald head is angry because you can emote with bald heads. Anyway, anything else you'd like to do, Angie?
We're gonna bank my last AP.
Okie doke.
Yeah.
Okay. So this will bring us to Grant, the other Schmitchell brother, who is going to pick himself up off the floor for 2 AP. And he is also going to pull out a pistol from his waistband and shoot at you, Herta, because you shot him with lightning and he doesn't like it. Fuck me, Phil, Grant Schmitchell, you suck. That's a 90. That is not gonna do it. And none of you cowards have used a reroll, so I can't reroll. So that is Grant's turn, which will bring us to Phil, who is next in the initiative. And what he does is he throws the pistol aside, and it lands conveniently next to Skarut's dead body. As he advances forward, he pulls out, almost from nowhere, imperceptibly, strangely, a saber that he had on his person somehow that you never noticed. And he's going to hit you, Herta, or attempt to. I'm going to just use a crit for it, because why not? You can't dodge this. All right. So this is going to be 7.
That takes me down to lightly wounded.
Okay, so you don't take any sort of injuries just yet, but you're on your way to doing so. And that will be Phil's turn as he angrily slashes at you with this saber and says all sorts of horrible expletives and words that are not repeatable in polite company. Okay, now it is turn for the demon dog / Skarut's sister, who bounds in from the background, and there is that loud roar again as she comes in and attempts to bite Phil Schmitchell in half with her big, horrible lamprey eel mouth.
That's my sister.
And with a 93, she's gonna miss. Okay. Fuck. Okay. So she's gonna just basically interpose herself. She sort of budges you out of the way, Herta, as she comes in and takes the place in front of Phil, which will bring us to Arthur.
You'll never guess what I'm going to do because I don't do this at the beginning of every single combat.
Oh,
So,
you're not gonna...
I'm going to dirty tricks the Smitchell brothers. I'm trying and blind the shit out of them with a guile test, which, Susie, you'll be pleased to know, I upped as well. So that's 42, 52, 62 is now my target. If I could find fantasy grounds. So yeah, I'm going to use my rage of seeing them stab Skaroot. Yeah, I'll leave that as a critical success. That'll do.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. So I think you just see Arthur, like, he sees Skaroot slump to the ground, and he's like broken for 30 seconds while like Herta runs in and is just fucking casting lightning bolts out of everywhere. And then he kind of snaps to, and you just hear like, Skaroot! And then I run forward, like scooping up dirt, because apparently I'm that close to the ground, I'm near the grave. So I scoop up this dirt as I run along, and then just like running in, throw it simultaneously like shuriken stars at the Smitchell brothers, blinding them both.
Naruto Uzumaki would be fucking proud.
Exactly. And then I'm going to... What have I got left? 3 AP. I'm going to pull out my pistol and aim at Phil, the little shit, and I'm going to fire my pistol at him, and I'm going to crit that.
Okay.
And let me just check this. Flintlock pistol, CB +1 plus 1d6. So 4 plus a d6. Ugh. 5 points of damage.
5. Okay. So the round hits Phil, but it sort of hits him, glances off his shoulder, and he shrugs it off and glares at you, Arthur.
And I will bank that AP because I think I'm going to use it.
Okay. And again, he turns this litany of swear words at you. Something about punting you like a rugby ball, you little fucking wonker. Anyway, is that everything for your turn, Arthur?
2 seconds. I just remembered the thing that you can do. Foes equal to... Foes equal to FP stuff for -1. No, I think I'll leave it. I'll just bank that AP for now.
Okie dokie. All right, that will bring us to Violetta.
Cool. So this is a thing. Where is Lucian?
Lucian is kind of stood back into the side. He has his hands in a sort of defensive position, but he's not sort of acting offensively. And his face is like shocked, as if he's like, I don't want to fight. I don't want a part of this.
I figured. Okay. Quinn.exe stopped working the second Quinn.exe realized what Gabe.exe was gonna do. So I think this will be fun. I haven't gotten to do this all campaign. Once a week, I can conjure 1d20 cockroaches.
Yes!
So I'd like to just conjure on these bald-headed boys and give them panic. TM.
Which boy are you casting the cockroaches on?
Phil.
Phil.
Fuck
okay.
Phil.
Fuck Phil.
Let's see, that's incantation, right?
Yeah. Because
it's a weird... That's a 50, that's a success.
Okay. So...
1d20 cockroaches.
Roll a d20, let's see how many cockroaches are on the boy.
7! 7 cockroaches for the boy from nowhere.
That is 7 too many cockroaches. And they're not like the little tiny ones. These are the big hissing cockroaches, like the horrible big gnarly ones. And they're all over him. And he just goes, oh, fuck me! As he tries to get them off his body. As they just appear from nowhere.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just gonna kind of step back a little bit, still in eye line, but this is not a fight that I wanted, and Screwed is dead, and I'm processing that. So I'm gonna bank those other 2 AP, I think.
Okay. So, with Phil just in front of Nefer, the demon dog, she's between you and Phil, Hatter, but you can still see him writhing as he's covered in these cockroaches. You can hear them hissing, and you see Phil going, oh, fuck, no, from just over his shoulder. What would you like to do?
It's my turn?
Yes.
Well, we're gonna just do Call Lightning again, I think. We'll channel it.
Okay.
For a 3, which means nothing happens, and then we will, I'm gonna use a crit.
Okay.
So cannot resist with a crit, but I get to roll a d10. So that will be 11 damage.
11. Okay, on Phil, so that will move him down to...
And he is not prone.
If he fails the coordination test, right? Or is it just because it's a crit? That's it. Yeah, okay. So he is knocked on his ass. And we need to roll a... Wait, do we need to... Yeah, for moderately wounded? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. I've only been doing this for fucking months. Yeah, it is. I roll a d6. We get 6, he's got an injury. Doesn't have an injury. But nonetheless, he's blasted with lightning. He convulses. He's covered in cockroaches and he drops to the ground. Okay, it is Grant's turn and he is just going to pull out his own saber from nowhere for some reason that he just has on his belt. It was totally there the whole time. And he charges at Nefer and he's going to attempt to kill her. Okay, so when these creatures charge, they may flip the results to succeed at their next attack action or perilous stunt on the same turn. Shit. Okay. Okay, so he succeeds, and he takes a swing at Nefer, and it connects. So let's roll that damage. That is a 9. Okay, so 9. Is that... Okay, so it's not enough to knock her down a level on the threshold, but it does take a chunk out of her horrible bony arm with all the too many fingers on it, and she lets out another one of those like, ah! Screams as she pulls her arm back. Okay, that is Grant's turn, which will bring us to Phil, who is on the ground, who has been electrocuted, who is covered in cockroaches, who has a horrific demon dog glaring down at him, and he is going to use 2 AP to get up, and he's going to just take his own swing at Nefer. And that is going to be a 94, which is a fail. Phil sucks ass. Nefer, however, it is her turn. As she sees this creature swinging at her, she is displeased. And much like the blood-starved beast in Bloodborne, she's going to try to rip and tear this boy into shreds. And with a 68, let me double check. That succeeds. Okay, she hits Phil. And, this is already going to be nasty. 6. That's a 5. Okay, that's 18. Which is gonna push down 2 thresholds, I believe. Yeah, okay. So Phil goes down to grievously wounded, which means we must roll d6 to see if he is suffers an injury. He does not, however, but he is looking terrible. Nefer has ripped off a solid chunk of Phil and she spits it to the ground in defiance as she is displeased. by the angry bald boy taking stabs at her. So we just got, let's have a look. We got a crit for Gabe from Kitchen, and we got a crit for Angie from Kitchen. Thank you very much for that, Kitchen. Okay, that is the first turn, which will bring us to Arthur.
You can only do one kind of attack per round, right? I can't shoot and stab. Yeah. So I'm gonna do my dirty tricks again because it only lasts until their next turn. So that'll be another guile test with a target of 62.
Oh!
Yeah. Oh, damn it. I can't flip. I live for the moment. I can't flip that to make it critical because that would fail. So I have to leave it at 18. So I think they can resist that now.
Yep. Okay, so let's give them an attempt to resist it. This is a coordination, did you say?
Awareness.
Awareness.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. This is Phil. 79. That's a fail. Grant with a 76 fails.
Yay!
So they both fail.
More mud in their face. So I will fire my piss. Yes. No. Yes. I will fire my. I'm just trying to decide if I aim first or not. No, I'm gonna fire my pistol at Phil. And I'm just gonna roll. I'm not gonna crit it. Because in theory, there's another big fight left after this. I'm guessing.
Maybe. Who knows?
Wait, what's my target? So for simple ranged, 42 is my target.
Oh!
That's a 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. And because he's blind, he can't do anything about it.
Nope.
So it's a D6. I'm going to use a token if I'm right in thinking that I can just make this first 6 a 6.
Yep, sure can.
Okay, so that's 6 plus 6. That's 12 points. 18 points. 22 points plus 1. That's 23 plus my CB. That's 26 points of damage.
Jesus. Okay. All right. Where do you aim Phil as he tries to rub this dirt from his eyes? He's disoriented. He's had a chunk bitten out of him by the fucking demon dog. And you are firing the lethal shot. Where are you aiming?
Directly on his sternum. Straight in the middle of his fucking chest.
Okay. Thank you, Ready to RPG, for that crit for me. I appreciate it very much. Okay, so you take a second, you breathe, and if this was a movie, it would zoom in on your face, Arthur, with the pistol in the foreground. It would be that very, like, Saving Private Ryan sniper moment where there's a breath and you see the barrel of the gun, you see the flare of the gunpowder as it ignites. The ball, the pistol comes flying out and it zooms in at Phil, and you see it hit his chest, and his chest seems to explode. This is just a normal pellet, and it shouldn't really do that. It should just impact and go through. But because this is the power of anime, you funnel your grief for Scrooge, your anger at Phil, your general distaste for these horrible people, and his chest just explodes. Blood erupts everywhere, and Phil looks at you for a moment, having just cleared one eye enough to see, as he gives you a sort of confused look as he goes, "Oh, fuck," and drops to his knees and dies.
Damn, Arthur got nasty. And I think I don't know if I can do this mid-combat, but it just feels like this is what Arthur would do. Like, I haven't even had a chance to reload the pistol, but Grant's not to be any the wiser. So, like, with my last AP, if it can work like that, I'll turn and just point the gun at the pistol at Grant, and I'm basically trying to intimidate him.
Okay. Typically, this isn't an action you can do in combat, but Fuck it. It's the finale, and I make the rules here, so we're doing it. I've gone off book. I will allow you to roll me an intimidation check.
Okay. Where am I? I have no... I do have one skill rank. Okay, it's 48, but I can re-roll for... if I fail. Let's say 48. 70, so I will re-roll, but whatever this is, I have to accept. This is my beggar trait. Oh, that's exactly it!
The dice are with you on this finale. Okay, so you almost through Phil's ribcage see Grant look, and he's horrified as his brother's chest has just fucking exploded, and he sees you with the pistol, and he is afraid. His face is like,
and I think you'll just, when Grant looks in Arthur's face, he will just see pure fucking rage. Like, Arthur might be 4 foot nothing, but right now he's the scariest thing Grant has ever seen in his entire life, and the pistol is pointed straight at his sternum. Arthur just says, I'm a fucking hero of Heartholm, and you're next.
all right, hot and damn. That will now bring us to Violetta.
So, head on a swivel still a little bit, because you did mention a certain doctor was around.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way, I don't know that you can do this in combat in this system, but is there any way I can perhaps make sure we aren't being too carefully observed by, agents of certain princes?
Okay, roll me a... Let's go with an incantation test.
Okay, that's good. We like those in this house. In the spooky, spooky house. I would like to use a reroll.
Okay, so that was an 84.
That was an 84. My target is slightly lower than that. 58 is a success.
58? Okay. Mm-hmm. So with a 58, you take a moment and you tap into that network that you had become so very attuned to when you made your bargain with a certain other agent of demonic origin, potentially. And you are very, very keenly aware that a certain Prince of Change is watching. You don't know where, you don't know how, but he is present.
I should emphasize my yes reaction was not for the Prince of Change, it was for me realizing something else. Also bad, but just unrelated to that.
I feel so reassured. Okay, good to know. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this during combat either. I would like to also attempt to intimidate Grant.
Okay. So roll me that intimidation test.
Sure, yep. With just kind of a... He is the hero, halfling hero of Heartholm. I don't think you want to fuck with him. That is a 55. What is my threshold for intimidation? I should have looked before. Quinn.exe is struggling today. That's a critical failure!
Oh boy! Okay,
Yikes,
so
him.
there is something, the way in which you deliver that message, that it's the remnants of you being aware of the prince watching. It sort of catches in your throat, and it just comes out as a little squeak rather than this intimidating drawl that you were expecting. Okay, so, this will bring us to, sorry, I've lost my freaking notes there. The top of the round, but I would like to just briefly cut away from the action in front of us right now. As Skarut, you are lying on the ground. You made your call as you felt Grant's blade hit you. You called out to the Prince of Change. You asked him, told him that you were available for a chat. And as you find yourself on the ground, you feel the world around you grow cold and dark. And there's just you. There is no more Grant. There is no more Phil. Herta, Arthur, Violetta are gone. And you feel a hand on your chin raise your face. And before you is Frederick von Holtz, the man you know to be the Prince of Change. And he looks down at you and he says, "You called?"
I will be distinct. I am not stuck by a self or sense of morals, a sense of righteousness or evil. That is consistency, and consistency does not breed change. I ask humbly for 2 requests. I'm no businessman. I am asking for these to help enact change in the best way possible. I would like for Nefa to be able to be turned back, and I can be a herald instead. But if that is the case, I would also like the ability to hide my blue eyes, at least temporarily, so that when the change overcomes me, that is what they see, they feel, they know. To give a message of arrival. I removed your gift from getting into the hands of others. I was able to willingly entangle myself to your former rat clone. I've allied myself with the one who has seen the stars, one who is called a hero, and one who sees themselves as deserving to be a monarch. They enact change in the most foolish ways, and I know you are never bored. I say this specifically because with now being a ruler, you are now a king of change. I have no request to be a king. Instead, I would like to be your prince of change.
And he smiles widely. This is the face of the cat that got the cream. And he looks you over. Skirt, are you being truthful here?
Yes,
if you're
100%.
not, a deception test.
100%.
You're not.
He believes that he has lost everything and pretty much everything is taken. Honestly, if his sister is alive and is the demon, that's a problem. If she's dead, she's probably better off. Ronald is probably dead, and no slim chance that Ronald's not dead. There's like nothing left here. So it's, you know what? If change is going to happen, maybe for once he wants to be the one in control of it.
Okay. And so as he looks at you, he still has your chin in his hands. And he's still very close to you. And he's definitely studying your face. He says to you, "You do understand, of course, that you will have to kill them."
It's better I do it than you. At least they'll see a familiar face. And let's be honest, sometimes a slow death gives many more ripples, doesn't it, my king?
Of course. And so you wish to be a prince?
Maybe a royal will do something good for once.
Maybe.
Because this world needs to change And there's like a hiss in his voice when he says that.
And he is just having the greatest time. He's smiling. There's a chuckle to him as he looks you over, turns your face one way, then the other. And he says, "A prince you shall be, and your sister will be released. I can even restore her fleshly body if you wish. Bring her back to how she was. Or I could send her peacefully to the grave."
Send her. She should not see what I do next. But thank you, King, for your peaceful passion.
And he brings your face close and he kisses you just briefly on the lips. It's not like a deep, it's just a little peck, but it is sweet. Congratulations. It is a sweet honeyed kiss as he pulls back and offers his hand and he says, "Rise, my prince of scars."
I shall be your scarred prince, my king. And he stands very slowly.
And as you stand, you feel your body begin to renew itself. You feel that wound in your side begin to knit itself together again. You feel rejuvenated. And instead of the heat of life, you feel ice running through your veins. But nonetheless, you are able to move. You are able to breathe. You are able to see. And as he steps away from you, fading into the darkness, your vision begins to return and you find yourself waking up on the ground, surrounded by the corpse of Phil. Grant stood over you. The rest of your group stood behind you. And they're frozen for a moment, as if stuck in time.
I have seen the light.
And as you stand, your sense of time returns back to normal and everything is moving again. And Arthur, Violetta, Herta, you see Skarut pick himself up off the ground and stand once more.
Does the demon dog just fucking vanish from in front of us?
You watch as Nefer shrinks. She lets out another scream, that primal, monstrous scream, as her form begins to shrink to a human form, but as it does so, you hear the cracking of bone and the snapping of sinew, the horrible wet slapping of blood and muscle as her form begins to return to human. And she stands, she sways, she looks at Skarut for a moment with confusion before her eyes roll back in her head and she drops to the ground.
And Grant is still alive, right? I'm going to look him in the eyes and say, "You should have given me the pistol." And in that moment, since I'm the closest to him, can my eyes go blue?
Yeah, absolutely. They flash a bright blue.
But you know what? I'm just going to walk over and take the pistol if combat is not still going.
Yeah, no, combat is absolutely frozen because Grunt is like, "What the fuck?" And he is not moving, and his hands are kind of like up. Phil's pistol, the gold hilted pistol with the inlaid pearl, is just on the ground next to your body.
Yep. I pick it up. Is there ammo in it?
There is, yeah.
I'm gonna put it up to Grant and just fire.
Okay. And Grant's head just explodes. So I'm just gonna sit back and let that play out.
I have a headache.
Skarut?
Can't be worse than it is. And I point at Grant.
I admit I was skeptical, but I did see a light when I went, and I was offered freedom of my sister for a life.
Oh, were you?
Well, hang on, whose life?
They just said a life.
Any life? The life of Muggins here. That's
That's
Mitchell
why I
brother.
shot him.
Your sister for a Mitchell brother?
I'm sure there was a catch to it, but I don't care. I just wanted her free.
I mean, I'm very glad that you're not dead, but we've really got to work on your bargaining skills, Skarut, all right? I'll add it to the agenda, de-escalation and bargaining. A Mitchell for your sister, come on.
How can we just kind of glance over the fact that Skarut was fucking dead and now he's not?
I was dead?
Wait, he was dead? I thought he just got stabbed and fell down.
No!
I didn't check his pulse, I'll be honest. I was too pissed at Phil.
Did you see him moving at all? Usually if you get stabbed and you survive, you're moving. You're going, ah, that hurt! Ah! No! There was...
Susie, the like black lightning tattoo on my arm from the Witchstone explosion, is it still there? Is it different?
It is, but it's taken on a feathered appearance now. It doesn't look so much like a lightning bolt. It's almost like raven feathers.
So, as I come back to a normal octave, is it feasible for Violetta to be suspicious about this, knowing that the Prince of Change was watching, she watched Skarut drop, and she knows how the Prince of Change works?
Yeah, and the fact that as Skarut dropped, he did call out the Prince of Change.
No,
so
that was in my head, not out loud.
It was in your head? Okay,
yes,
gotcha,
all
right.
That's the only difference.
Gotcha,
And
alright.
also, if I were to tap into, because I'm tapped into the Light Network, and I didn't feel him tap into the Light Network, so,
No, you didn't feel Skarut has entered the chat room appear.
No, sure didn't. Okay, so I will hold out a hand to Lucian for a cigarette.
He, of course, brings forth the cigarette case and gives you one.
Mm-hmm. Is it still the case that Antoinette gave me? Remember Antoinette? I remember her. Maybe we'll fight her next. So, and I take a drag from my cigarette, and I am just staring Skarut down.
He looks very indifferent.
You saw the light?
Yes.
What was it like?
Right?
What did it feel like, Skarut?
I don't really understand the whole deity thing. This is all very new to me.
Now who's dodging questions?
Okay, it's like someone asking how does it feel to wake up. It's hard to describe. I don't.
Well, try, won't you?
I'm gonna scrutinize Skarut.
Okay.
With a 21.
No, get out of here.
I mean, Gabe, you do have those crits, that's all I'm saying.
You do.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna use that crit. He genuinely doesn't know what he's talking about. He's confused.
You say something spoke to you. You made a deal. What did that look like? What did that sound like?
It's like I was speaking to myself, but out of my own body. And look, if someone offers me a way to save my sister, I'll take it. And we've heard about the light since we've woken up. Why would I disturb that? You seem to trust it, Violetta.
I'll cast a glance to Lucian.
He is very cautiously eyeing Skarut right now, but his gaze keeps landing on Nether on the ground, who is not moving or breathing.
Are you telling me I spoke to something that wasn't a light? Then what did I speak to?
Who did you ask
Who did
for?
I speak to? I didn't ask for anything.
What were your dying thoughts, Skarut?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
She's going to be stuck like that. I don't give a damn about myself.
No, you've made that abundantly clear.
Why are we standing here betting? What is this?
Say, is there anybody like watching this exchange?
Bizarrely, no one. They're passing by as if nothing ever happened.
You know, you coming back to life is fucking weird. This is weirder. The fact that all of that happened and no one paid attention.
I assume that was
Something
your
is
doing, Lucian.
Fucking.
Sorry, while the GM gets herself comfortable. Lucian looks at you and says, "Not I. I didn't do this."
I see. And I'll turn to Arthur.
Well, it weren't me.
He knows you've got the witch stone bit.
What? Hmm?
Don't play
What?
dumb. He knows and he
got
wants
what?
it back.
Who knows? What? What's white stone? What?
Arthur.
Yes. Violetta, my love.
For once, let's not run in circles around each other. Just this once, do me this favor.
Well, all right,
You have
master
an
coin
essence
and
of
all
witch
that.
stone.
I
He is
could
coming
acquire.
for it. No, he is coming for the one you have. He has
Right.
marked you.
What does that mean? Is that good?
No, it's not.
Right. What do I do with it then? If I had it,
Well, I have
I'm not saying
a
I'm not saying I've
couple-
got it.
Of course. Well, I have a couple of thoughts. But I have a sense that he's already watching, so he'll know whatever we do with it anyway. So just watch your back.
Who's watching?
I mean, I'll be honest. What I'm hearing is I'm carrying a bargaining chip.
Bargaining chip. Reason for him to destroy you without a second thought. Sure.
Well, then he can pick the witch stone from my smouldering ashes. If he wants it, we can partner. That's how it works.
Why did
You
you even
don't-
take any witch stone?
Want to
Well, it's-
partner with that.
It's shiny, innit? Screw.
But we
She
saw what
wants it.
did to that-
He wants it. They want it. Everybody wants the witch stone. That means it's worth something. I haven't got to where I am by letting opportunities pass me by.
Well, my master of coins certainly, I'd prefer him alive.
Well, I've been through
And I
tougher scrapes.
You haven't.
Oh. Oh, well, I like to explore. It's safe on me, don't you worry. Till the time's right.
I don't worry, I just count the moments until your death and I hold out my hand for another cigarette.
Which, of course, is provided to you by Lucian and auto lights as you put it in your mouth.
Mm-hmm. Vessel of the light and all that. We love to see it.
Totally worth selling your soul for. Okay. So, as you kind of stood there and things are again, just a normal day-to-day life around you. You hear what sounds like a procession nearby. Low sort of like monks chanting that, in nomine patri, like that sort of churchy sounds. As you hear that like a couple of streets over.
Should we fucking investigate?
Is that one of his, Lucian?
I'm not sure, he says. I mean, all of it is his. That's why we're here.
For now.
For now.
In my head, I ask, is that one of yours, my king?
And you hear that smile. Indeed. A brother.
No. Where's Reap?
Okay, Quinn.
What are we doing next then? What is there to even do next?
Well, last I knew, our objective was usurpation? Is that the word?
I'm sure it was the de-establishment of the monarchy state, wasn't it? Redistribution of wealth, establishment of the Republic Utopia, master of coin. That's been established.
Flip the throne,
that's
basically.
the one. Flip the throne. Charge forward into a bold new era of commerce. How do we do that?
Kind, yes. Well,
DM.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to... Oh god, where'd it go? There's a thing on my paper. Ah, that was my very heavy book, sorry. Oh Jesus. There's a thing that I can do where I read someone's future. Because I'm a soothsayer. And I would like to do that once I figure out where the fuck it went. There it is, Final Portent. I'd like to select... I'd like to select Skarut and foretell his future with an incantation test.
Alright, roll me that test.
Just because shit is super fucky around him.
Ooh!
That is a success with a 30.
Very nice. Okay, so how do you do this? Do you just sort of, is it a sort of, how does Herta go about reading? What does it look like?
I feel like Herta would just kind of look at Skarut, and I think her eyes would go a little cloudy.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just very focused on watching him. Like, she's not actually seeing him, but she is looking in his direction.
Okay, so as your eyes sort of cloud over, you are shown scenes of something that doesn't make sense to you. You see armies clashing on a field, dark armor against bright armor, just racing at each other. That moment where the two collide and the screams and the flash of weapons, you feel the heat of the blood and you see it. You feel the wetness as it splashes against your face. Just thousands of men dead in a field. You see Skarut sat on a throne. You see him calm, composed. You see the arm, the tattoos, longer now, covering his entire arm, feathers, black in color. He wears a brooch at his throat, which is a crow's head. He's wearing a beautiful, brilliant blue sort of set of very finely tailored clothes as he is surveying this battle. And you see at his feet, instead of a sort of courtroom. Instead of a throne room, he is seated in the midst of what appears to be just a giant pool of blood.
That's fucking terrifying. And also, you get a fortune point over the next 24 hours, Skaroot.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. The fortune point is immediately restored to the fortune pool. I cannot give or gain more than once per day.
Okay, and thank you so much to Kitchen Bratlin for that boon from his new king to Gabe.
And as Herta's vision, clears, as her eyes clear, she just looks extremely unsettled as she's looking at Skaroot.
Is it my fingers? Is it the lack of the two? It's not as bad as it looks. It doesn't hurt anymore.
I
thought
fear for
Ronald
you.
would like it. But at least someone does.
And what you will bring.
Death?
What does
Probably,
that
yes.
mean?
Death. I assume death. Is it death? Look at it.
Many.
Yeah.
And blood and war and that future cannot come to be.
You know, war is actually an interesting idea, because if war happens, that means that we succeeded and everything did not fall. Now, not saying
Not
it's a good
necessarily.
thing, but you need two sides for war to happen.
There's more than one side to this war, Skaroot. Shall we to this procession, then?
As you're talking, the procession rounds the corner and comes to you.
Bully for me!
As you see, this street is led by a bunch of monks in dark garb over their faces. They got their hands in the thing. They're doing the whole "In nomine Patris," but not with actual God stuff, because that's a bit sacrilegious. But anyway, they're proceeding down the road, and after them, there's a bunch of other similarly dressed monks who are sweeping the road behind them. Then behind that, you can see a procession of extremely elegantly dressed people. And Violetta, you recognize 3 of these people immediately. It's old Mama, it's old Papa, and your aunt as they are walking forward. Your aunt is actually leading the procession, and stood next to her with his arm through hers, a very familiar face to all of you. Scythian is escorting Violetta's aunt.
I see that's a family thing.
Cigarette?
Another cigarette is provided.
I would like to approach.
Okay, so the
Me too.
monks sort of just pass you as if you were a stone in a river. And before long, your aunt comes up to you, and Scythian is stood there with his arm out proper. He's stood very proud and proper, and he's wearing proper plate armor, and on his other arm is a very large tower shield, which is not painted, but it is very finely made with a beautiful engraving on the front of it of wonderful filigree. His armor is absolutely gorgeously designed. It's got fluting, it's got filigree, it's got golden inlay. This is a armorer's wet dream of armor, and it's got little velvet ribbons on it. It's mwah. And Scythian is stood very tall and proud, but his face is blank, as if he doesn't recognize you.
I'll turn to my aunt.
And she looks at you and smiles warmly. Violetta.
Picked a side then, did you?
My dear, I always had a side.
And how is it on that side?
Wonderful. Pleasurable, even.
Quite. Not taking your own advice, then?
No. I'm very curious, though. What made you choose him, of all of them?
I don't have to explain myself to you anymore.
That's disappointing.
For whom?
All of us, really.
Yes, I'm pointedly avoiding eye contact with my parents. How do they look?
They look in fine form, and in fact, they actually kind of look a little bit drunk, as if they are like a good couple of hours into a revel. And it's actually at this point, as you're talking to your aunt, that your mother comes around, and she looks at you, and she almost moves to embrace you before she pulls back. Violetta, there's something different about you.
I could say the same thing about you, Mother.
Oh, I'm so glad you could join us today.
And
Are you
what is the
staying?
occasion? What is the occasion?
My darling, it's the end of the world. The scourging of everything and everyone. It's going to be wonderful.
And who shall bring about it?
Well, we will, of course.
And what has he promised you?
He's promised us nothing but ecstasy. Our last few hours on this earth are going to be wonderful. And when we burn, oh, I can't wait. You should join us, please, darling. And she takes your hands.
You did leave me, if you recall.
We did as we were told. As we were commanded to. You had to make your own way. You had to find your own way back to us. And look, you're here.
I think I have a purpose greater now than yours could offer. And I'll remove my hands from her.
And as you remove your hands from hers, her face drops for a moment. And there's a flash of sadness before it turns to some spite. And she spits at you. I never wanted you anyway.
I know. Thankfully for you, you won't have to deal with me much longer, will you?
And she lifts her chin before she shoulders past you and continues down the street.
Is my aunt still there?
She is, and she's watching this whole affair quite intently.
You know what my goal is.
I do, and you will not succeed. It's a shame you were as disappointing as she was. I'd hoped you would be better.
I am better. In so many more ways than one.
That remains to be seen. And
do
she
you too go...
No, so go ahead.
Do you two go blissfully to your death and dragging this one somehow? And it's like the first time I've paid any attention to Scythian.
And she reaches up and strokes the side of his face. No, my pet will stay around. He has other uses.
I have found a new family then. And I turn and leave.
She reaches out as if to sort of do something, but withdraws her hand before she continues.
At that point, I want to walk up in between the two of them and say, "Show your respect. Kneel before your new true monarch."
And she tuts at you.
I said kneel. Because I don't mean Violetta.
Oh, I know you don't. And she looks at you. And she looks at you down her nose in a very snooty way. No, boy. I kneel to no one but my prince. And you are not my prince.
I turn to Violetta. I don't like her.
Skarut, can I trust you?
Probably not.
When whatever you made a deal with comes calling, will you spare me or will you slit my throat?
I don't feel like that's up to me. If it is
Aren't you
something
the one-
beyond me, like you've said, I don't think I have a choice. I don't know how these powers work.
You used to be all about choice and bravery and...
And then the world ended.
The world hasn't ended yet.
Then you are not looking with clear eyes. And I walk
My
past.
eyes have never been clearer.
And so the street is pretty much just empty, right?
Yes, at this point, everybody's clearing out. Do the thing. Do it.
Scroot kind of just starts laughing maniacally a little bit. I'm so done. I am so done with all of this. This is... And then he like puts his hand up and I think a scythe appears and he slams it down.
Mm-hmm.
I am so done with all of it. And his eyes go blue and his form shifts. His face becomes a skeletal face. His fingers bony and long, and a robe appears over his body. It's time for a change. And he's gonna lunge at the group.
All right, everybody roll initiative. So I'm going to kind of act as referee here. I will keep track of initiative. I'll let you know when your turns are up. But other than that, it is all you folks. So...
Initiative is D10.
Yes,
Yeah.
a D10 plus your initiative
Fuck.
modifier.
Balls.
Actually,
Shit.
he's still gonna lunge at the group, but he's gonna go for the aunt first.
Okay.
Arthur's so confused. Who are the bad guys?
Oh, he's a bad.
That's
Sorry.
17.
Okay, so I'll go around with everybody, starting with Arthur. So what was your initiative?
14.
14. Skarut.
17.
17. Herta.
12.
12. And Violetta.
15.
15. Okay, so just so we're all clear and with what's happening, that will mean it's Skarut, then Violetta, then Arthur, and then Herta in the initiative. Okay, so at the top of the round, we have Skarut.
So actually, I think he's going to slam the scythe, and for his turn, he's specifically going to say, "Leave the Witchstone and go."
Okay, and that's your whole thing this turn.
Yes, and then I'll keep my AP.
Okay, so that will then take us to Violetta.
So I'm going to burn an AP to channel and cast that one I can't pronounce, Dark's Escutcheon. And because
escutcheon.
my escutcheon, that's right. I'm like escutcheon. Is it French? I can't tell.
It's like Chevalier.
My aspect ranks and my chaos ranks are the same, which means I get to choose either to add 3 to my peril threshold or 3 to my damage, but suffer 3 corruption. Fuck corruption, who cares? So I'll go for 3 to my peril threshold. And I'll bank 1 AP as I just... There is a single very dignified royal tier, but there's no surprise with this.
Okay, is that your turn completely? All right, which will bring us to Arthur.
Oh god, he's so
cry.
Yeah, I'm so confused, and I'm saying that as both me and the character. Like Arthur's just like, what the fuck is going on? He will. This turn, I'm going to use all 3 AP to maneuver so that I avoid any opportunity attacks and things.
Okay.
And like take cover. Like I'm just going to go to the side of the fucking alley, like wherever there's crates and stuff, and just like I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like something's kicked off in the crowd, and he's like, "Oh, whoa, hang on," and that's it. I'm just going to like take cover, like behind big crates.
Okay.
And I'm small, so I'm guessing they're going to be quite high comparative to me. I'm just checking how cover works. Yeah, they're definitely higher than me.
Yeah. Arthur just disappears behind some crates. You could even like go as far as like Metal Gear Solid, just put yourself in a cardboard box. Like I'm not here.
But what I think he might do as well is he's gonna like pat himself down just to check the pocket he's like secreted the witchstone into, and he's not gonna like grab it or do anything with it. He's just gonna start like just idly like thumbing it in his pocket, almost like a totem kind of thing, just checking he's still got it while he hides.
Okay, so you reach into your pocket and you feel it. You feel that thrum of the energy through you. You have the witchstone in your pocket there with you. Okay, that will bring us to Herta.
We're just gonna cast Aegis on myself, which is the whole where did it go? Sorry, I was looking up counterspell because I have a feeling I might need it. I add 3 to my damage threshold and I cannot bleed.
Ooh.
So I have to cast it though. We are not
incantation test.
Yeah. Ooh, that is a success with a 65.
Okay. So you succeed in casting Aegis?
Yeah, and I'm gonna bank an AP.
All right. Okay, so one other thing I will say then is, Gabe, as you are acting as the DM's evil hand in this instance, you shall use my tokens instead, because I'm not really going to be going in combat. So you get the bad guy tokens.
Interesting. Okay. This is preparing me for later. That's what this is doing.
Yes. Also, your GM is a huge liar, as another presence begins to move in the area, but you don't know who it is just yet. Someone else has joined the battle. Okay, back to the top of the round brings us to Skarut.
Okay. So no one gave up anything.
Nope.
It looks at Violetta, and then it's probably going to go past to Herta. And takes a swing.
All right. Make that attack.
Let's see. That is a fail.
But
I have a reroll, so you know what? We'll do it. Let's see. Oh,
Your heart's
Do
not
I-
in it. It's fine.
Do I get an opportunity attack from that?
he probably just ran right by. He's not thinking very clearly, so
yeah, if he did so, then swing away.
What do I want to swing with? Staff or dirk? Staff or dirk? I'm not going to. No, her brain's not there.
So she just lets it happen.
Yep.
All right. So Skarut swishes by in his new skeletal form with his dark robes, takes a swing at Herta, but goes wide. Is there anything else you would like to do, Skarut?
Herta, you hear his voice very softly say, "Go." Go.
I can't leave you like this.
It's not your choice. And I think there's probably like a ghostly wail that almost comes from his voice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. There's something there, the underlying in his tone that's like a ghostly whisper. A scream in the wind as Skarut speaks to you, Herta. Okay, but that will bring us to Violetta.
Cool. This is a lot. I'm gonna cast Ren Chaos on Skarut, and I'm gonna channel.
All right.
And I will ignore those chaos dice. Haha. An 84 is my percentage. So does that hit?
Yep, if you hit your number,
Innocence?
it happens. Yeah.
Okay. That just hits my number. So that is an amount. Sorry, my windows just went all wibbly wobbly on me. 2d10 plus 5. 1. Oh, come back. So that's 11 points of damage. And is he classified as abyssal or an occultist of any of the princes?
Hang on. Let me just quickly check.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's something.
Mm-hmm.
He is classed as... No, he's not.
Oh, okay.
As neither. Okay. Neat. Then he does not have to roll to resist being set on fire. It doesn't happen. But he does take
Alright.
that damage. And that's all my AP. So that is my turn.
Okay, so after Violetta, we move to Arthur.
I don't know how on earth I'm going to narratively justify this. I'm like sat behind these crates just going, oh, fucking hell. And I come running out from behind these crates. And yes, I checked the mechanics and this is a silly number. I'm going to attempt to do dirty tricks on 21 people. So I can do it on the whole party, probably the whole party, the aunt, the parents, anybody probably in this street. But I can do it, basically I can do dirty tricks up to 3 times my FB figure, and my FB figure is 7. So I can blind 21. I can do dirty tricks on 21 in one go.
Okay.
So this alleyway is going dark. If I do it.
Okay.
So that's 4, and this isn't even the silly thing. 42, 52, 62 is the target. I can flip. I will flip that and make that a critical success.
From a 63 to a 36.
Yeah.
Okay. So, thank God for Charlie in chat. So as part of this procession, there is a cart full of goods and offerings to also go on the pyre with all the cultists. And as it comes past Arthur, you take your little dirk, you stab it in a sack, and comes out pouring of it is a bunch of very fine, suddenly aerolized like spice, almost like saffron, that just takes to the air and just sticks in everyone's eyeballs for a second. As then with a critical, you cannot resist it. It happens. So everybody is just blinded. So blinded, for folks who may not be in the know, means that you can't counterspell, dodge, or parry until Arthur's next turn. No, sorry, until your next turn is the thing, because you have to spend that time rubbing it out of your eyes.
Yeah, that's right. Cry like a baby.
What is that? Is that considered a perilous stunt, or is that something else?
It is. It is indeed a perilous stunt.
Do I need to wait for Gabe to decide if he's going to do something? Okay, cool.
No, it's fine. That already defined if something happened or not.
Cool. Now I'm going to do the stupid thing. So he's like, run into the middle, cut this bag. And he I imagine I'm going to make this really cooler than he probably would do, but he's going to run in, slice this bag, and then skid after he's cut it on the ground and finish in an awesome pose with the blade hanging out behind him. And then he's going to pull the witch stone from his pocket and just go, I don't even know if this is a thing I can do with it. Just go, it fucking goes. And I'm going to basically smash it against myself.
Wow, what are you doing? Okay.
Oh no, I've gift Susie. I basically, Arthur's thought, I'll make something up while you think about what on earth I've just done. Arthur's thought process, in this moment, he's it's all kicking off, and as far as he's concerned, better I take this than one of those fucking demons. And he just smashes it on himself.
Okay, so you smash this witch stone onto your body. There is, in a similar way to the explosion in the... I've just unplugged my fucking headphones. Ah, shit. In a very similar way to the explosion within the tunnel, there is a minor explosion centered on Arthur, and bear with me 1 second. There we go. You will take, let's have a look. You will take some damage. You'll take 15 as your tiny body is blasted backwards, and you will remain on the floor for until your next turn while the GM drastically tries to think of what's going to happen to you. Next up, after Arthur flies backwards, do you take any injuries, actually? Are you moved down on thresholds?
I only go down 2, so I'm just moderately wounded.
Okay, you're moderately wounded, which means we have to roll a d6 to see if you take an injury.
Okay. I assume I couldn't dodge or parry my own explosion I started on my chest.
No, you cannot dodge or parry the explosion you caused on yourself.
Fine, that's a 1. Is that good?
You do not take an injury.
Rock solid.
Okay, so you are blasted back. Okay, so next up we have Herta.
I think we also just got a wild magic surge.
No, it's cool. I got a.
Oh, okay. That's not worrisome. So Herta is going to take out a dove feather from her pack. She can't see shit, but she knows what it feels like. And she's just going to mutter a few words, and then she's going to cast Heavenly Wings on herself. And I'm going to use a crit to do this. So, Heavenly Wings, after successfully casting the spell, you can now fly. You add your AB plus 9, determine however many yards you can fly. In a minute, should you suffer an injury, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so wings sprout from her back, yellow and white, and she lifts off from the ground because I feel like the further away she gets from this, the better.
How long have you been able to do this?
Since we took our last profession.
Oh, okay. I was about to say the whole game.
No, this is soothsayer magic, aristomancy. But yeah, so because I did a crit though, I get to triple the duration, which is 6 plus my WB, which would make this 12 minutes times 3 will make this 36 minutes of flight.
Okay, so Herta takes to the sky like the beautiful angel she is, noping the fuck out of this alleyway as it is a bad time. Okay.
She just got blinded. Her buddy, of all intents and purposes, just fucking took a swipe at her. He said, go. She's like, I mean, I'm not going too far. But yeah, she lifts up into the air.
Okay, so is there anything else you'd like to do?
I will bank an AP.
Okay, so as Herta takes to the sky, Arthur, you have been blasted backwards. You're disoriented. You're like, what the fuck just happened? Ow, everything hurts. You feel your body change in a way, like you are tinged with magical energies, and that you can perhaps cast a spell now because you blasted yourself with Witchstone. However, as you are laying on the floor, you see small feet approach you as you look backwards, and you see the ragged trousers and slightly in better shape. He looks down at you and his eyes are blue. And he says to you, I'm sorry, Arthur. I know you're my favorite geezer, but the boss says you have to go. And he pulls out a blade from his trousers and he's gonna stab you.
Do I have any AP left from my turn? Because I only did like one thing and then blew myself up. Just so I know whether or not I can dodge or parry anything.
Let me just check because you are prone. Let me just see if that does affect anything.
Cool.
I feel like prone should, right? Where is it? Or is it just AP that he uses? That would be handy on the GM screen. Oh shit. Goodbye, keyboard. Don't need you. Okay, we'll say that you do. Fuck it. Because this is the finale. Okay. Rules don't matter anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna... I do have 4 crits though, so I'm just gonna use a crit. So even if you could parry, it won't matter. And Timmy's gonna fucking stab you. So let me roll this d6. That's a 1. So you will take... What's stats for urchin? Let's say you take 5. It's 5 damage coming at you from Timmy's tiny blade. And then he is going to, after trying to stab you, he's gonna put his tiny horrible foot across your throat and attempt to choke you on the ground. So I need you to make me an athletics test, and he's gonna roll for his.
I am not athletic.
That's a crit. I'm gonna use a reroll actually. Fuck it. That's a 19.
Oh god. Okay. Was it athletics? 38 is. No, fuck it. I'll just take it. All right. 38 is my target.
Oh, 15! 15. Okay, so as you feel that pressure from his foot on your throat, you manage to grab his ankle and wrench him off to the side, and that is going to be Timmy's turn, which will bring us back to the top of the round with Skarut. You feel a presence with you in the form of young Timmy, a small soldier for your cause.
You know, a prince has always needed a jester. So I'm gonna go swing at Arthur with my scythe.
Oh, fucking hell, okay.
And I say that out loud. So that'll succeed.
You still have the bank
40,
AP, right?
40. Yes. Well, so
Arthur does, though, right?
Oh yeah, Arthur does. I assume. I don't know.
Yeah, I used one
Couldn't
for
use it
dirty
last
tricks,
time,
and then I guess couldn't parry Timmy. So in theory, I've still got AP left.
Yeah.
I mean, you
well
could
then,
parry
so
this
it's a
if you
40 to hit, so this will succeed. So you could try to parry this one instead.
I will definitely parry this. So I can use Guile when I'm parrying instead. So that means 62, and I can re-roll, and I can flip it.
It's a -10 because of the weapon.
It's fine. 37, so it's a successful parry.
Is a 47 a success? Because it gives -10 because of the sun.
So we just had a rules update because I couldn't find it quick enough. You can parry dodge, but it's going to be more difficult because you're on the ground. So add an extra 10% to that, so it'd be -20% to your total.
That's still fine. I got 62 is my target, so that's
Dang.
57.
And he
I've
rolls
been
messing with
out of the
Arthur's
way
guile.
as the scythe comes down.
Arthur, go!
Not without you. Just stop it. I'm like trying to dust myself up and dust myself off.
And I feel like a tear comes out, but then it like freezes and goes to snow.
That's the good anime shit, Gabe. That's the good shit. Fucking yes. All right. So that was your attack. Is there anything else you would like to do?
So he's already on the ground. I'm not that rude. But so on the ground he's not considered defenseless, right?
No, he's just prone.
Okay.
So it's more difficult for him to do things, and like he'd have to use AP to stand up. But there's nothing really that's
Nothing. I'm a wait. He's kind of just like howling. It didn't expect Timmy. That's terrifying.
a tiny demon child. Okay, so after Skarut, that brings us to Violetta.
Hey, where's Lucian?
Lucian he has stood, but instead of the calm sort of like, oh, I don't want to get involved that he was earlier, his body is stood still. His eyes are completely blank and they're filled with that bright, cold light.
Please be doing something useful. And I'd like to cast Ren Chaos on Skarut, and I'm gonna use crit.
Okay, use that crit.
Which means he's automatically set on fire, regardless of classification. Fantasy Grounds likes to disappear.
That just
when they
adds
come
to
back.
the aesthetic. Like,
But this is ouchie fire, is the thing. This is ouchie fire. Got 2d10 plus 1. Please roll better than that. So that's 16 points of damage for Skarut.
ooh,
And I will bank my last AP and just, of all of them, I should have expected this, but I didn't expect it like this, Skarut.
all right.
There's probably like a cackling laugh, but it's that weird moment of almost like if a scale is giving facial features of mixed emotions.
Okay, so this will bring us to Arthur.
Do I? Oh, of course, I'm going to do the thing.
Do the stupid
So, from I may be wrong in doing this, but from what we've been chatting about in chat, with this new feeling that I have, I'm going to do my dirty tricks and attempt to blind everyone again with the secondary bag that was in the alleyway.
Yeah, sure. There's a second car that comes by.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, except for
Am I out
Herta,
of
who
range?
is in the fucking stratosphere.
So do you know what? I'm just gonna crit that. I'm gonna use one of my crits to do that, and then because I'm gonna be a dick, with this kind of new feeling that I have, I am going to cast a spell and directly into Skarut's vicinity. But I'm going to cast... I've read this so quickly. I'm going to cast Haunting. I'm going to use my crit success to do it. Which means for the next 3 plus WB... WB... so for the next 7 minutes, after successfully casting this spell, I'm going to conjure ghostly sounds or voices which manifest as a low whisper and a dull roar. They can only mimic natural sounds or voices that my character would know. I want Skarut to hear the voice of Ronald going round and round and round, pleading with him to stop. Dad, what are you doing? Stop this madness. These are our friends. Why are you doing this?
I love Arthur. Oh my god, that's so good.
This isn't the man who cared for me. This isn't the man that tried to save my city. And he's going to hear that round and round and round. Mechanically, Skarut now, in theory, suffers stress. However that mechanically works. But that's what he can now hear swirling around in this alleyway. Ghostly whispers of Ronald. The Zeds are silent.
And it's on fire.
And he's on fire. Like, this is just a bad time for Skarut right now. Okay, is there anything else you would like to do?
I will bank that last AP.
Okay, you bank that AP. Okay, that'll bring us to Herta.
Herta's going to move directly over Skarut and then take out a dart and just... I'm really sorry about this. And she's going to fling the dart at him and cast Magic Missile. And I'm going to use my last crit, because if I crit, he drops whatever's in his hands.
Oh, okay.
Let me just double check that. Yeah, I cast it, he gets a 1d10 plus my WB, so that'll be 9 points of damage for Skarut, and the foe drops whatever's in their hands just outside of easy reach.
Okay, so Skarut, you, in hearing Ronald's voice go round and round in your head with the fire, and you feel the sensation just hit your body, your hands just release the scythe and it drops from you, as in a moment you just can't hold anything in your hands.
You're better than this, Skarut. And I'll bank my last AP.
Okay. So as you do so, Arthur, you see Timmy approach you, and he has this cold look on his face, and he is walking, advancing at you with this blade in his hand, and he says nothing as he comes at you with the blade. And I'm going to make this a crit and use that crit that I've got. So we're going to roll the dice, and I'm going to use that token to have the first one set to a 6. And roll from here. And that's a 4. Okay, it's 14 as Timmy steps forward and he plunges the blade into your gut, Arthur.
That takes me down to grievously wounded.
Okay, so we need to roll 3d6 to determine whether you take an injury. You do not, however, take an injury as Timmy plunges his blade into your gut, and he's looking at you dead in the face as he does so. But there is no anger, there is no fury in here. It's blank, and his eyes are that blue as he just stares. Okay, so that is Timmy's turn, but we are almost out of time. So what happens next? As you are stood here in the street brawling, you hear from behind you, both directions, the sound of clamoring voices, of this clinking of weapons and armor, as much like in your vision, Herta, two forces swarm in. Behind Violetta, you see a legion of people with bright, cold, white eyes. And these are the people you'd seen in the warehouse. The dancer, the servants, the children, all of them. This army of people behind Violetta. And they charge and they scream and they call her name. As behind Skarut, a legion of blue-eyed soldiers come charging through. And you are stuck in the middle as they launch forward and collide, and with that horrific crunch of people hitting, connecting, that is where we will close out our story. As Arthur bleeds out on the ground, as Violetta, you are surrounded by your subjects, Skarut, in this confusion, this chaos, and Herta up above watching all of this happen. You see the explosion. Well, that was a bit intense.
I need an adult. No, everything's fine. Arthur's fine. I'll just walk it off. Just walk it off. It's fine.
And perhaps someday we may find out what happened here. What happened in the chaos, in the ending.
Truly a betrayal of Heartholm.
Yeah, so I think what's going to happen is we're just going to briefly do a trailer just so I can have a little quick decompress with my players here, because that was really intense. We want to make sure everybody's okay, and then we'll come and do our outros. So just bear with us, folks.
Wednesday's been betrayal.
My God.
Oh, 1 minute. Hold up, we back. Hi, everybody. That was quick. That was a real quick little trailer. Hey, how's it going? Jay, get the wig on, quick. Get the wig on.
Wednesday's been betrayal. To encounter. Wednesdays bring betrayal. To the fire feast in time to encounter. The city glow. Someone out there's gotta know. Blue witch fire, a revolution inspired. Whoa, someone call off it, call off it, call off it, call off it. Wednesdays bring betrayal of Heartholm, of Heartholm.
Are we good? You okay, Quinn? Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all so much for sticking with us there. We just needed a little breath after that because it was very intense there at the end, and we want to make sure that everybody is okay. So, this is the finale. This was the finale of Betrayal at Heartholm, and thank you all so much for joining us for this mini-series. We will be back next week with a very special, very fun two-shot, which I have been plotting and concocting, and I'm sure everybody will enjoy. But before we go into anything else, let's go around one last time as our characters and say who we are, where you can find us on the internet. All right, so Gabe, hey buddy.
Hi, I'm Gabe James Games on Twitch, Twitter, pretty much anywhere else on the internet. Tonight, I gave the finale for Skarut the Scarred. You can find me on Fridays on the Drop the Die channel, Tuesdays on Wandering DM, and for a good while still, you should be able to find me here Wednesdays. I think that's everything. Yeah, words are hard. I am going to down 2 bottles of water because I have sweat so much today.
It was one of those, right?
Yeah, it was. Wow. That was
intense. Like, it's not particularly hot today in Britain, and I have drunk, like, this is a liter, and I've nearly drunk all of it.
I had to open the window.
Angie, speaking of, hi.
Hi. I'm Angie, aka Evangelir. You can find me at Twitter and Twitch under that name. I'm going to be trying to stream a lot more since everybody should be staying home. So you can find my schedule, which should be changing now because this is the final episode for, we'll call her Head to the Heavenly at this point.
Oh.
If we're going to stick with alliteration. But yeah, otherwise you can find me on twitch.tv/thecouchhermit every other Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. And then just find me on my channel whenever I happen to stream.
All right. And Quinn. Hey, Quinn.
Hello, it's me. I'm Quinn at Quintastic_ on Twitter. My schedule is changing super dramatically because of current events TM, so I don't know what to plug and what not to plug right now. But I do make games. I make TTRPGs many of them are designed to be played by yourself, so check them out on quintastic.itch.io. This was a game. Oofa. Thanks for having me on my first time on Encounter, y'all. First game here. First time with the system. Had a lot of fun. What?
Your first time on the channel, and we made you a monarch. How about that?
I am arguably a monarch. The correct monarch, obviously. Sequel TM where I destroy Skarut. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that would be great. I'm for
we love and respect one monarch in this house. All right, and Jay, how's it going?
I love this world. It's so much fun. I love Zweihander. I love everything here. It's just, I love it all. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Fantastic castmates. And Susie, you're a glorious GM. I fucking love being GM'd by you. I'm going to miss being Arthur. He was like, I think he might be the most fun character I've ever played so far on a tabletop. He's just ridiculous. I love him.
What are your others like?
Oh, worse. Yeah, South African Merc with a lot of issues was the last one I played. But he was supposed to be rubbish in combat, and he was annoyingly effective. But hey, I'll try again next time. But that was me. You can find me on Twitter, VoiceJBritain, or here on Twitch, just /JBritain. I'll be on Twitch Friday, I think, doing some movies or Minecraft. I think I'm being turned. Can't make words now. It's been too long. Taught how to play Minecraft because I've never played it before. So we have some jazz and some wine, and People tell me, put the furnace there and put 2 logs in it, and why aren't you building that yet? And I get stressed, and then a zombie blows up. That's pretty much my day.
Nice.
That was a lot of fun. Great show. You're all wonderful. Thank you, chat, for coming along. That's it. I'll shut up now. I'm just too excited. And thank you very much from Arthur. Don't forget, all right, all pop by the stall, all right, 10% discount for all castmates and audience members, all right? One week only. All right.
1 week only.
1 week
All
only.
right. Thank you all again so much for joining us. As for me, I'm Susie, otherwise known as Susanna Grace, variety streamer, do video games, art streams, tabletop RPGs. Hopefully be a bit more active. Oh,
Also,
I'll do the other things. Oh, and sorry, yes.
Tom.
Yeah, I'll do Tom afterwards. So I should be a bit more active on the old Twitch soon, because, you know, where else am I going to be? But yeah, next time you can catch me is tomorrow on Follow Black Cats for After the Fire, which is our Song of Ice and Fire Game of Thrones campaign. And I'm about to face consequences for my actions and probably going to die. So tune in to watch me, a 13-year-old girl, die tomorrow. It's going to be terrible. And you can also find Tom there tomorrow, Mr. Hotflakes Tom himself on the Twitter. He plays the lovely Alfred Flowers, who is my bastard half brother, maybe, tinfoil crinkle crinkle. He's coming to rescue me, so let's hope he wins. And make sure to follow Tom on Twitter because he is a lovely human being. But one last thing from us, a couple of announcements. Death's Curios has 3 episodes left as of tomorrow, which will be 5 p.m. EDT right here on Encounter Roleplay. And then we have coming up on Zweihander, the slot for the next 2 weeks, a special 2-shot, which I know y'all are going to be real happy with because I'm very excited to do it. And make sure to check out our casting calls on the Discord because you have an opportunity to play with us here at Encounter Roleplay. We have Lydia Half-Assed Hermit doing her D&D game coming up real soon, and we always post calls for our meat grinders in there too, so make sure you're on the Discord. And one last shout out to our wonderful sponsors, including the folks at Zweihander, for helping us make this and making all this drama, all this tension, all these rat puns possible. So thank you all again so much, and we will catch you next time. Take care, folks.